Warpets in Call of Dragons are like third heroes. Sometimes they can deal more damage than a weakened legendary hero. And basically, they not only do a lot of damage, they can also heal a lot. They can give you some shields, and of course, it means we have different variety of Warpets in the game. For the Archer gameplay, we finally got G6 Warpet, which is Toxisaur, and of course, there is a question: is G6 Archer Warped Toxisaur the best Archer Warped currently in the game? And of course, are you going to invest in that or not? I will try to answer to those questions, right? First of all, Toxisaur, right? This is the Warped for Kolk and the Milora. And until we're gonna do a comparisons, of course, I'm going to talk about a little bit regarding Toxisaur, right? I believe this Warped does too much things at the same time, which is great for the Archer gameplay. Of course, most important is to learn what actually corrosion does. It not only deals damage to 3 legions together, which is already a super good thing in general in Call of Dragons, especially in open field PvP. If you are doing damage to multiple targets, you are always getting more merits. That's for same for mages, same for archers, same for cavalry, and so on, right? So that's already a big plus why it's already good, right? Dealing damage to 3 legions in total. Now we move forward. Whenever you are receiving healing via innate skill, which is basically the first skill of your every single hero, the healing is increased by 1.2% for each stack consumed, right? And you are getting stacks. Basically, you are getting healing increased from this skill. And we know that Milra has the highest amount of variable healing out of every single legendary hero. The past good one was Magrat, which had 5%. Milra has 10% healing, right? So we are increasing healing even more. And after that, we if we're gonna continue reading, we're gonna understand that corrosion also deals poison damage, like a ticking damage. Damage factor 2 per stack, lasting 5 seconds. So it's like kind of poison. Longer you're gonna deal damage, more damage in total you are going to deal, lasting 5 seconds. So corrosion deals damage to 3 nearby enemy legions. It increases your healing and applies poison. GG's, right? This is like 3 things which one Warped skill actually does. And I believe this is just too good, right? This is too good. And of course, right? Advanced corrosion, direct damage dealt 20%, which is fine, I guess. And then intense corrosion increases the base multiplier of the damage buff from a consumption putrefaction by an additional. So we are increasing the damage base multiplier. Come on. That's might be a too much, right? This might be a too much. So yeah, this is the Toxisaur's main talent skills. Of course, I'm gonna speak about building this Warped at the end of the video. And now, of course, we have to kind of little bit compare the Toxisaur with other Warpeds which I currently have, and let's see, right? Let's see how good this one is. So of course, since I'm Archer main, I have almost every single Archer Warped 3-star. That's not only because I'm just too good of a player, no, because I am playing this game for 3 years, and of course that would be the result for everybody, right? If you play this game for 3 years. So Snow Peak Rock 3-star, it's been a while. Pretty nice stats actually. Shadow Manticore, which is the best Warped I have in terms of stats overall from the skills, like 3-star Chain Strike, 3-star Intense Chain Strike, and of course Barbarism is 3-star, right? Barbed Manticore, 3-star Puncture. Of course, I need to add some 1-star Blood Roar, and that's another 3-star Warped. Pretty nice luck, I might say. And the Wind Whistle, Warped for G5 Archers, Ruby and Kylan, 3-star Northwind. I like this intense Northwind. And of course, yeah, this is kind of built, right? Whenever you are making main talent skill 3-star, you are halfway there. That's how I look at it. So basically, why I'm showing you my Warped collection, because I'm playing with them for a while, and I can see by the reports, by the gameplay, what these Warpeds are actually doing. So let's start the comparisons, right? Like, let's say Toxisaur with three things which this talent skill doing, and against Snow Peak Rock, right? So Snow Peak Rock is amazing because you are getting Legion physical attack. This is really cool. But because of the defense break feature, you are basically limited of the usage of this Warped. That's Nico, that's Kinara, and that's Sibyl, from where you are getting defense break, right? And let's be honest, during the end game, when you have G6 archers, Nico and Kinara is not the choice for sure. Early game, season 1, season 2, of course, it will be strong, but not when there is Wind Whistle and Toxisaur. So, of course, Toxisaur is winning this battle. Next one is, of course, Nitroc, and yeah, this skill is quite good, crit rate, but let's be honest, right? This is the perfect match for Syndrome and Freygar. You are increasing crit rate. It's old school gameplay to play with archers with mainly on a crit rate. You have to do multiple things together by playing archer heroes. Like if you're gonna check the hero pairs, which are OP and meta, they are not only like fully dealing damage, they are doing multiple things. So yeah, crit rate. I would not say Nitroc is the better than Toxisaur. No way, right? Even let's forget about heroes. Just no way. The next one is Shadow Manticore, right? And Shadow Manticore does some damage, not a huge amount, but all right, like 400, 500 damage, and receives healing. You might say healing, like it does two things, right? Dealing damage and healing, but let's be honest, right? Healing factor 100. That's not a lot. Like I would say it lightly. Of course, I'm not counting Advanced Chain Strike. I have that skill on basically every single Warped. So yeah, some good amount of damage, but really, really low amount of healing. So if we are comparing Shadow Manticore with Toxisaur, yeah, Toxisaur kind of does three things in a good way, basically, like percentage increase in healing, poison damage, dealing damage to 3 nearby legions. Yeah, just that's too much. So even against Shadow Manticore, I'm choosing a Toxisaur for sure. Even though like my Shadow Manticore is so much better in terms of stars, Toxisaur is just too good, right? Even till this point, I don't even want to know what will happen when it's a 3-star, and I have seen a lot of reports. So next one is Barbed Manticore, and that's the kind of first Warped which does two things in a good way, but there is still some requirements which you have to meet, right? So Puncture inflicts defense break, but if your target is already inflicted defense break by yourself, you are getting 50 rage. And of course, it does damage, right? So dealing damage, defense break, but if target has already defense break, you are getting rage. You might say, great, nice, but let's be honest, right? In order to fully use the potential of this Warped, you have to have defense break in your lineup. And yet again, it's Nico, it's Kinara, and it's Sibyl. From these three heroes, I believe Sibyl is only the hero which is in the meta, which is really good till this day, especially after the update, of course, right? Old Sibyl was horrible. Now, updated Sibyl and Falgrim is still one of the best archer hero pairs in the game. So yeah, it kind of does a lot of things, but you have a requirement here. Toxisaur basically doesn't really have a requirement. You just need healing from the innate skill. Well, yeah, you might say Margaret and Milra already does variable healing, but yeah, I believe that requirement is much more easy to meet, and Margaret and Milra is one of the best archer heroes till this time. So I believe against Barbed Manticore, Toxisaur wins for sure. The next one is Wind Whistle, right? And this is really cool Warped. It's Marksman Fighter Control. What this Warped does, basically it throws the North Wind. It has a debuff effect, which is lose 20% March speed for 2 seconds. Let's be honest, 2 seconds is not really much. If we're gonna talk about like in terms of damage meters, yeah, like this Warped does some things, but not like in an OP way, right? It's not dealing like too much damage. It's not like, all right, 20% March speed can be nice, but not for 2 seconds. Let's make it at least like 4 seconds. I believe one of the best things this Warped has, that the second skill, the talent skill actually, has a crit rate, which is, I don't think there is another Warped which has, especially for archers, which has a crit rate from the talent skill, which is really, really, really strong. And also, in my opinion, for building Wind Whistle, you don't even need to get the third Northwind skill. This is good enough, right? Which means you can have double crit rate without Angry Roar, and you're good to go. Instead of a third Northwind skill, you can easily use Tooth of the Claw, all right? Like, little bit worse than Tooth of the Claw, but still it will do its job, right? Especially if you are a free-to-play player. So that's like two great things about Wind Whistle: Northwind crit rate and no needing of the third skill. But at the same time, if we are comparing Wind Whistle to Toxisaur, yeah, can deal a lot of damage, Wind Whistle, but I believe if I had same amount of stars and talent skills on Toxisaur would be, I will be bold and say twice as better as Wind Whistle, right? So this is like my honest opinion. Every single Archer Warped versus Toxisaur, I believe this one wins. Even 2-star corrosion already gives me a lot of damage, a lot of healing, lot of ticking damage, which is super good, like check Gwenwyn. But yeah, at the same time, we have to know how to build this Warped, right? And I will share my ideas how I will build Toxisaur. First of all, the attributes should be, of course, like luck should be a lot, like at least more than 300 will be amazing. Of course, I'm still trying to regenerate. Luck, agility, and strengths are the main stats. And of course, like minimum 7 skill slots should be the mandatory, right? 8 will be perfect, and I'm still trying to make it happen, but yeah, no luck so far. I used all of my regeneration potions, and I'm still looking for my 8 slots. Hopefully, I will get some luck. So how I would build it, right? For sure, I would love to have all these 3 talent skills. You might say, yeah, advanced corrosion, just direct damage, but yeah, like why not? Why not? But maybe there is a world where you don't even use advanced corrosion, right? These two are just too good. So corrosion, advanced corrosion, intense corrosion, chain strike, advanced chain strike, and blood roar, right? This is the must-have skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the 7th one, there is a couple of ways, right? You can easily go Fatal Bite, or you can easily go Intense Chain Strike. But also, there is one skill which I believe will work amazingly well with the Kolk and the Milra and Toxisaur, right? And that skill is actually Timely Strike if you want to use some agility attributes, or Eviscerate. Because I have seen a lot of reports from Kolk and Milra and Toxisaur, and the amount of normal attack damage that Hero Pair actually does in open field is super huge. Like, if you are getting 100k merits, and you will get 100k merits, you are getting 1.5 million normal attack damage from the Kolk, Milra, and Toxisaur. So I can see a world, and thanks to Ufi, that Timely Strike and Eviscerate can have a place for the Toxisaur build, right? Because Intense Chain Strike can be easily replaced, and if you don't want to put that expensive Warped skill such as Fatal Bite, you can easily go for Eviscerate and Timely Strike, depending which attribute you have limits, right? Because you can only add 3 same attribute skills on a one Warped. So yeah, crit rate when Legion deals physical normal attack damage, and you are going to deal a lot. And it's same, just Eviscerate's attribute is luck, and Timely Strike's attribute is agility. The idea comes from Ufi, which is my friend. We both play as an archers, and he had a great suggestion. I thought about it, and I think it can work. There is a world where the Timely Strike and Eviscerate actually works, right? So I might try it, and let's see, right? I'm pretty sure Rufi is going to try it, and maybe he's already trying because the amount of merits and reports he's sending with Kolk and Milra, like 150, 120, 130k reports. And we are fighting against strong alliance, which is really impressive, right? So the answer on the question, is Toxisaur the best archer warped currently in the game? My opinion would be yes, because it does a lot of things, lot of good and important things, and let's forget about healing, let's forget about poison damage. This is the only warped which can deal damage to 3 legions in total out of any archer warpeds, right? Only, well, I think every single one of them is single target. Yeah, they are all single target damage dealers, which is really funny. Even Northwind, right? Yeah, even Northwind is single target damage dealer. Not only we don't even have Warped which can deal damage to 2 targets, we already have Toxisaur which can deal damage to 3 targets. And that's the Warped which I believe you should put your time in and your Warped currencies. And that's the Warped which I'm currently using for my Kolk and Milra. You can see this is my lineup. Sometimes I don't even use Ginara and Nico because I'm already in the far away, but I would say these 5 marches are currently the marches which I'm using. As always, if you liked the video, press like, subscribe, share. It gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.